I moved here from Mexico about 6 years ago. And at that point, I had a very casual relationship with music. I just, mostly played like songs that I liked, Seven Nation Army or whatever. But then about 2 or 3 years later, I started getting a little more serious about it. Started recording music at my house because my dad used to record artists in Mexico, so we had a lot of his equipment. So I just started using that, learning Logic, and writing some songs. So that was sort of how I started. Then after that, I played in a band called Insecurity Cameras for a while, which was a punk band. I played the drums in that, and that lasted for a while. Joined some other bands as well, but then the next big thing, I guess, would be when I had to join music school, because that forced me to get a lot more serious about my music and my writing. Not so much just, like screwing around with chords until I found what worked, but more like trying to get into the theory side of things and, learning better practice and better craft to come up with the best stuff I could. And so I got into the VCC composition program, and I've been doing that for the past 2 years. Right, so before that, I was actually really into experimental music mostly. That was my thing. So I wouldn't learn so much from theory or teachers or anything. It was mostly, I did go to some guitar lessons and stuff, but for bass and drums and writing, it was mostly self-taught. Just listening to records I liked and trying to see what they were doing and trying to copy that a little bit, but with my own flavor, ideally. So yeah, it wasn't really theory. I found a couple things that I some guitar shapes. I was doing a lot of vamps between with power chords, sort of 1-2 vamps essentially, and then. Right before getting into music school, I started learning theory just to get in, but I found that I was actually really interested in knowing more about it and learning the sort of inner machinations of how you come up with stuff. So yeah, there was a period before I got into music school where I was just learning a bunch of stuff on my own, but before that it was all sort of by ear, self-taught, It's affected it in a lot of ways. I think one of my things that I was worried about when I started learning it was I thought that I would end up coming up with very soulless music or formulated music, but at first it was sort of like that. I didn't really understand how a lot of things worked together, so it was sort of a process of writing a song with each new concept I learned, this is a 2-5-1, a thing they use a lot in jazz, so let's write a song around that. But then eventually, the pieces started coming together a little more, and I think in the past, about a year and a half ago, so that would have been in the middle of my first year of college, I felt like the pieces started fitting together a lot better, and I was making music that was more reflective of what I wanted to say, like my old music, but I could just do it faster, essentially, and more precisely what I wanted to do rather than what I could do, So it was partly a financial thing, just because, coming here from Mexico, you got to spend a lot of money and extra money to go to college and all that. But also, initially I was thinking of going to CAP for, I think I was going to do jazz bass. And I did some courses for that, trying to get my chops up and my theory up. But when I went to sort of check out the program and stuff, I wasn't 100% feeling it. It seems like a good program for sure. I just didn't feel like doing bebop 24/7, So when I went to check out VCC, because one of my teachers gave me a list of schools to check out, went to check out VCC, and just sort of the program seemed a lot more suited to what I wanted to do. So it ended up being that combination of the financial aspect and what the program offers in terms of more freedom to do what you want rather than putting you through the jazz grinder or the classical grinder like UBC might, which is not bad by any means. It just didn't seem like what I wanted to do, you know? Right, so the idea is to get my residency. I'm here with my family, and we should be getting our residency in about a year or so. So the idea is to stay here, Canada at least, not necessarily Vancouver, though I really like Vancouver, but you know, I like to see what other cities have going on as well. But for now, yeah, just sort of staying here, finishing my diploma, and then most likely getting my degree as well. I thought about trying to go UBC because I've had a lot more interest in chamber music and classical music now, and that's not so much a thing that you can do, or you can do in VCC, but I don't know. That's something I'm thinking about right now, but I'm not sure about it yet. In any case, yeah, finishing my diploma and my degree, and just I'll keep going with the rock music I'm doing and the shows I'm playing and all that, essentially, for now. Yes, so just today I released an EP and a single on my Bandcamp. Yeah, you can find that at floatingactor.bandcamp.com. It's a song called Summer Blaster and an EP called Open Books and Paper Lampshades. For some reason they gave it a complicated name, but anyways, the single is sort of progressive rock kind of thing. It's just sort of meant to be its own thing, just about 5 minutes of music, and then the EP is sort of a concept album kind of thing where it's split into 4 songs, which each have sort of a theme, and then in the last song they all sort of come together. So I record at my house. I have a home studio which I used to record myself, as well as some other bands. For myself, I mostly just work by myself. I track my guitars and my bass and all that just into my DAW and get working on that. I've been like picking up production skills for a while, just because my dad used to record people, so he has a lot of knowledge on that, and he can help me. He's helped me along the way in learning how to mix and master and all that. Yeah, so you can find me at Bandcamp or floatingactor.bandcamp.com. That's where I put my stuff up. I still have yet to make an Instagram, but I'm working on it. And my band is called Junk Mail, and I've produced 2 albums for other people that I think I'd like to plug as well, just so people can check out my production. One would be the Lunchtime Band EP, which is on Bandcamp as well. So that's the Lunchtime Band is the name of the band. And then Veganese Folk Hop by Rupert Common, which is an interesting album for sure. So check all that out, you know. I'm not sure I do. Just, you know, if you like my stuff, that's great. You know, check out my shows if you're in Vancouver. I'll probably post those on my Facebook or something like that. And for everyone else, you know, just keep on rocking and going to shows and supporting the scene. I'm Floating Actor and I support the scene.
Hey, it's James from Support the Scene. If you're interested in being interviewed or want to be featured on our channel, please comment down below or find us on Facebook and message us, and we'll get back to you as fast as we can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Rock on.